What's up, Authentic family? It's your boy Brandon back again for the podcast episode, guys. We are excited for this one. We are excited. We're back in Utah. We have a lot of things lined up. Grateful for you guys tuning in. Couple announcements before we get the ball rolling. We are on every social media platform, guys. We are on YouTube, Instagram. We are on what else? We're on Amazon Music. We're on Facebook. So if you haven't already, please go subscribe, follow, and go ahead and check out our updates for our podcast, guys, so we can get you guys downloads, get more going on. And as well, if you haven't listened to us before, guys, we're on Amazon Music, we're on Spotify, we're on YouTube, we are on Google Podcasts. So wherever you get your podcast, guys, we are there. No reason why you cannot go ahead and listen to these gems. But yeah, guys, we're back in Utah. We're excited. We have a lot of guests lined up for this month, and we just want to get into it because we have been away for a little bit, and now we can get started, and we'll get rolling to our first guest. Our guest here coming back. Without further ado, let's get a red carpet warm welcome to Blake Soifua. What's up, brother?
So, bro, how's it going?
It's going good. It's great to be here with you guys. Great to be here with you, Blake. I know, guys, if you don't know, Blake's an entrepreneur. He's a hardworking guy, very talented person as well. We're going to get a lot into it as well, and I think he really does. He really does have that essence of authenticity in terms of what he wants to accomplish and his goals and his dreams. And that's what we want to focus on here today, and we're excited for him to be on here on this platform, bro. But if you want, just give us a quick introduction, give us your name, where you're from, and then question of the day would be, what is your favorite food?
Okay. Yeah, I'm Blake Soifua. I'm from, it's a little town called West Point. It's up north by like Ogden. No one really knows where it's at, but it's like 9,000 people there, but I'm from there. Yeah, my dad's Samoan and Tongan, my mom's Caucasian, so like understand the, the American culture, understand the polyculture, but no, I'm super happy to be here. My favorite food, frick, dude. Honestly, like I don't know, this might probably my Palangi say, but like mac and cheese, bro, it hits. It always hits. But I don't know, I love palusami. Yeah. That's probably like my favorite poly food, bro. That stuff. Yeah, it's probably the best out there.
Yeah, bro, that's super cool. I think first time me was playing pickleball, was it? Or
I think so.
Yeah, playing pickleball, and then just started like seeing you on like connected through like UTP or just Lemon, and
yeah,
comes to find out like Blake's also his is it grandfather?
Yeah,
he served like with my great grand uncle. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, my dad.
Oh, your dad.
My dad served with your uncle in San Jose.
Oh, nice, San Jose. Yeah, I was talking to my parents about this. Oh, that's super cool because like he like right away was like, oh, it's my uncle. He actually lives in West Valley. So,
oh, no way.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I remember like when I was young, my dad would show me his like mission pictures. When I was young Yen, and then the Masani eyes, but he'd always talk about those are my favorite two companions. So
that's super
kind of cool making the connection there.
Because there's some Masani eyes in Hawaii and Laie, yeah. I think.
I don't know, to be honest, I just know Frank here. That's the guy that my dad served with, and his son too. I'm cool with his son, but I don't know about a lot about people out in Hawaii, to be honest.
It's all good. We'll first start off with the first question, bro. Like, give us like just your story, your background. We'll go along the lines of the entrepreneurial aspect of, what you're doing, what your visions are. We can touch on the huge project organization that you're focusing on as well, and then we can go into some more questions after that.
Yeah, so it's kind of an overview.
Just overview. Because guys, you guys don't know, but or those of you don't know already, Blake is an entrepreneur and has his own business, and he's also working on some super cool projects. But I'll let him, touch basis on that and where's it going. So
sweet. Yeah. So I did sales for a few years after my mission, and then I just decided I want to run a business. I want to just put it all out there. So my friend actually started it. It's called Gleam. So I wore the hat, obviously. But it's just a window, gutter, and like pressure washing company.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The trades are good. Like they're always around. So I just wanted to be in something consistent and something that I feel like, I don't know, with the other products that I sold, it's kind of hard to see the results. But with me, it's like, it's very cut and dry. It's like, is the window clean or is it not clean? Is whatever we're doing, like, it's very easy to see if we do a good job. So I just wanted to do something where it's very transparent. I can be honest with my work and like just build up a platform. But I decided, I mean, I always thought to myself I needed to wait 30 to 40 years of working here in Utah to get enough capital to go back to islands and make a difference. But yeah, just this, it's kind of crazy. I only think it's been a month, but started Projects Possible, which is our nonprofit. So the way I wanted to work is Gleam, 10% of our revenue goes to Projects Possible. And we just have a nonprofit organization that doesn't wholly depend on donations. So working on that. The whole goal is to build self-reliance in the islands. I know it's just like, I don't know, it's hard for people out there. I mean, if you can find the right people who are dedicated, our whole goal is to build farms all over the islands. Yeah. And then set up a space where people can do agritourism through the farms that we own. So supplying jobs there. There's a lot more to it, but just basically bringing new opportunities to people in the islands. Because, I mean, not a lot of people know. Some people do know. Just with the colonization of different countries in the islands has a big effect on the people on the marketplace there. So just wanted to create something that's sustainable, something that I don't always have to ask people for money about, but something that'll make a huge difference in the long run. And it's easy for our people to get involved.
I like that. One thing that stuck out to me, because we talked a little bit about this your organization, the project where we're at. We had a meeting last week, and what really stood out to me was the opportunities for those people over there in the islands, and being able to be more self-reliant by uploading their products, online and like that certain marketplace, but also like the farms and like just being able to produce more jobs to help locals, be a bit more self-reliant, or even just help them a bit more in the long run. I guess what was one thing that, like, did you have the idea all of a sudden just like that, or like was there some things that transpired for you to get to that point where like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna just start this project thing and let's just roll with it and see what we can do?
Yeah, great question. So the way I started initially was I just want to go back to mission, dude. It's been I didn't serve in Fiji for very long. I was out for like 5 months, and then COVID happened, and then I went home, and then got reassigned. But I mean, I have such a strong connection with the Fijian people here in Utah. I'm like close with the community, so I don't wanted to go back. But I initially told myself when we acquired the company in January, is I just want to go do a temple trip there. So we just wanted to sponsor the people in the village that I served in to go to the temple and have the opportunity, just because it's really expensive to get there. So it started with that. I was just like, I think it'd be good to go back and just do something good for my people. But and then I was thinking about it, I was like, man, like, it's great to donate money. It's great to take them on this trip. But what if I could start something in the islands that will allow these people to be able to fund that for themselves? So they're not wholly reliant on like, I mean, something you probably relate to, going to Samoa, or like even some of the Tongans going to Tonga. It's like all the laves in Fiji, it's called sevu sevu, but like going there and then just expecting everything you wear and it's gone. I mean, I understand we want to give to our people, but I think at the same time, if we provide opportunities for them to make money and have a sustainable income, even though it's really hard, I think some of the times, and there's a lot to that, but just providing opportunities for them is the whole point. I think there's so many good people that are searching for it and that want more help. It's just a matter of finding them, and it's like the Savior says, just finding the one, and just building upon that. Yeah.
Well, another thing that stuck out to me, bro, was when we were talking about it was just the amount of traction that you've been building up. Right? There's a lot of people backing you up. Right? There's a lot of businesses and like a lot of local like influencers, and also like some artists that are really behind this idea. Like what comes to your mind when you think about like, dang, like this is something that's getting good traction, I want to keep this going, and it's like I'm so passionate about it.
Yeah, dude, I think about Windows, it doesn't keep me up at night. I'm not extremely obsessed with it, but I'm obsessed with the idea of helping people. It kind of like, part of it's rooted in my grandpa. So parents got divorced and my mom remarried, but my stepdad's father, so like I don't know, step grandpa, I don't know how you want to call it, but he was one of the first people to ever go to the islands and start the church education system there. So just thinking about him and his example, like, dude, it's crazy. We've only been starting this for a month, but we already got like a big pickleball tournament set up. I've been getting the help from the Utah Pacific Islander Chamber of Commerce, and those members have been awesome in terms of working with, and it's been interesting. Like once I involved service and giving back, I feel like even on the Gleam side of getting commercial contracts, bro, it's just been like night and day difference. But I don't know. I feel like I really felt like God's help in all this,
100%.
and there's no way I would have been able to get all the traction and the connections so quickly, but the fact that we have a good cause, I don't know, just going there and just putting it out there to people, and I don't know, it's attractive. It's something that will pull, tugs people's heartstrings, but it's like they already want to they want a way to serve, and you're just providing a very simple way for them to do so.
I think one thing that, as you're talking, bro, one thing that stuck out was, as you were talking, it just resonated like purpose. Like, I think that's the huge part about it. I think when we focus on purpose and we have a positive purpose in mind that's able to bless others, I feel like just a lot of positive energy goes that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially when you're doing when you're passionate about something, wanting to do to add more to it, like you adding more water to flowers, trying to make it grow more. And like, what's that like? Just on the basis of what you're doing, there's gonna be a lot of good coming out from other people. You know what I mean? Like, other people want, like, you already see the traction, right? You already see people like, bro, like, well, this and this, and like, and like, you're just telling me before, like, we're almost there, like, almost there. Just one more big sponsor. We got a solid, like, bro, like, everything's lining up, and I think that's super cool. I think, I mean, for my next follow-up question, like, what's the plan now? Like, where do you guys see you guys selves? I know, talk a little bit about buying a farm, and then also, like, where do you see you guys selling in the next couple of years after this next trip?
Yeah. Oh, great question. I think our kickoff event in August is where hopefully we get all the traction we need to kind of get the word out there that we're doing it. I think there's going to be a lot of pushback in some ways.
Oh, yeah.
And kind of going to what you were saying earlier about like the global marketplace. So I guess for people that don't really know, and because we had our conversation obviously, but we're building a software that just keeps track of all the donations. It's very, very transparent. And on the website that we're building, the software will give you donation statements with email campaigns of what we're doing, where your money's going, why it's needed for that, and why it costs so much.
It's being tracked, guys.
So, yeah, I just thought, because I was kind of telling people, I was like, man, it's such a, like, I feel like we can do so much more there. But a lot of things that we struggle with, like, unfortunately, as a culture sometimes, is like the transparency with money, and being able to track it and see where it's going. But I just realized, I was like, dude, our technology nowadays, like, we could totally do it. We could totally track
100%.
it. So I just reached out to one of my buddies that's a software engineer. I was like, dude, this is exactly what we need. This is something that hasn't been done. And then, like, the stuff that you're talking about with us putting a store on our website where it's a global marketplace where people can sell their products from Fiji, Samoa, Tonga, and sell them directly to the consumers that buy them in Australia, New Zealand, America, or even Europe, where there's a lot of Polynesians. But I just think it's just giving people a platform, and I think that's sometimes what people need. Some people might drop the ball, and I think that's something that we're going to have to deal with at one point eventually, is someone's going to be dishonest or something might not work out. But I think the cause is so good that it's going to attract the right people eventually.
No, yeah, 100%.
So I think the first step for us is getting this pickleball tournament, filling it up. Dude, 300 teams is going to be a lot of people. But 300 teams would be huge. I think just getting all of our people together, having a bunch of vendors, pop-up shops, and then having some artists come out. I can't say their names yet because I haven't locked them in. But I think that, and then late August, September, I'm going to go to Fiji, interview all the farmers. We're going to go through a round of interviews before then with some local Fijian, with this Fijian group that I organized out there. They're they're so good. Like, they've been super good about sending me all information that I needed. But once we get that figured out, November, we're going to go set up the nurseries, at least 2 probably. Yeah. And then we'll do our temple trip and just go up from there. But the whole plan is Fiji's our pilot program. So, I mean, as I've been meeting with investors and talking to people, they're like, you need proof of concept. I think that's the hard thing right now, is like, because it's expensive to go to the islands back and forth and fund all this stuff. But I think if I can find the right people that see our passion and our heart in it, like, it'll go a long way. But I just got to be extremely consistent. But I mean, when I think about it, these nurseries each can produce 12 to 14,000 meals a year, which is a lot.
That's a lot.
So imagine if, we raise enough money to build 10 of them and they're well-oiled machines. It's like, it's 200,000 meals for our people there. And they're the ones running those nurseries. You know what I mean? We're building jobs in the island, providing a food source and a way for them to have an income. So hopefully big things in the future, but I mean, it'll take some time to get there.
Oh yeah, I think that's super cool. I think just having that vision and bro, and I know it's gonna go. I think I can picture right now, and in Fiji, it's gonna be something super cool. While having like the big, a lot of positive traction, has there been like a lot of like negative traction from your peers or from people or from other businesses?
Honestly, nothing too difficult. I think the thing is, you meet with people. And I think this goes exactly with the name of your podcast, but you'll meet with people and they say that they have the connections.
Yeah. And
then it falls through. Like, they don't follow up, or they don't set up the meeting they said they would, or they don't put you in the text group chat with that one guy that would really be helpful. I don't know. Honestly, though, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Like, maybe I'm going somewhere. I mean, maybe I'm going to these places and I'm pitching it wrong, or maybe there's just some parts I'm missing that they see the flaws in. But I don't know. I think to get to the point where I'm at right now, I mean, the last 8 months have been hard, bro. Like,
I bet.
Bought a window washing company in the winter. Like, you know what I mean? I couldn't even go out and knock doors or get any kind of jobs because it's like, who's hiring right now? And it's like only commercial jobs. So, I mean, it was hard, dude. Hard for months and months. And I had to do odd jobs here and there in the winter just to survive. But now that we finally got things going, got some more traction, I feel like things have been working out. But this kind of goes back to when I first saw your podcast with Dilemma, when you're saying how there's like quote unquote gatekeepers.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And like how that was hard for you to like overcome. Oh man, like why don't these guys want to help me out? We're all poly and stuff like that. But I mean, I think I get it. I think you want people you can trust.
No,
these people work really hard to get a good name for themselves. So I see where they're coming from, but I've also had experience that too of me reaching out to even kids our age that have podcasts or have some kind of momentum to help me out, and it just not working out.
It's tough, bro. I feel like, especially when like there's a lot of, I've been seeing a lot of like positive energy towards a certain goal. Like there's a thing like I feel like, and I've been thinking about it a little bit the past couple of weeks, but every time you try to do good, I always feel like there's like a lot of people who want to do good, but at the same time they like can't be bothered. Like there's you know what I mean? Like like we're at a point where like, oh yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah. Good luck. Like, whereas like, dude, like, you vibe with it. You believe the same beliefs, or you want to reach towards the goals that you want to. Yeah. Then why not, give it all, give 100%.
Yeah. I think something that's like kind of clicked in my mind as of lately too is, I sold for Aptiv and then I sold for like a solar company, but I just think the principles that they taught, it's just like being fully committed, being all in, like giving everything you have. And I feel like that never really clicked for me when I was working at those companies. I think I had a decent summer in pest control and stuff, but I think as I've worked on something that's really meaningful to me, that's going to go back to the islands and I can see the direct effect. I can see why people are so passionate. I can see why people want to go out. And money doesn't really motivate me. Like, obviously, I want to pay my bills and I want to be well off, but it's not like some of those guys who can just go knock doors and go crazy because, like, money is a huge motivator to them. But, I don't know, it's kind of like what you're saying. You have to find something that you're passionate about and then be all in. But with some people that aren't passionate about it, like, it makes sense they don't want to be a part of it because it takes massive action in order to make it happen.
Yeah. And then that's another thing too, is like people want, and that's another thing, we live in an age where people either want to do the least amount of action and expect the most amount of results. You know what I mean? And you doing sales, like you're talking about you doing sales, bro, like I think as well, I did sales or summer as well and not getting the result I wanted, even though I was being as fully committed as I was. But it wasn't until I realized, like you said, like purpose. Like I understand, like, dude, I can knock on these doors and get whatever it was, like the money as a motivating factor. but I've realized that changing the world in small ways or changing communities, like that's something I love to do, like in a positive way.
Yeah.
Helping someone out in a positive way or shedding light in a positive way. And that I for the podcast itself, like, bro, starting off the podcast, like I didn't hardly ever got paid for anything for the podcast, but like I love doing it.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I have a strong purpose and people resonate with it.
Yeah.
So it's like, how long are you willing to resonate or work through those your purpose until the other things will line up later on, you know?
Yeah.
Especially like with what you're doing, the organization, like the nonprofit, the marketplace, like, bro, I think those are going to be huge. And that's all because you thinking about how can I change? How can I help give a positive change and impact onto a society where I resonate with, you know, my own people, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah. No, I think you're spot on with that. I think it's been like such a journey for me because I went to Syracuse High School and, bro, there was 6 Polynesians in the whole school the whole time I went there. And it just like, you know, like being called plastic and like you're not a real Samoan. And my dad never taught us Samoan growing up. And then, I don't know, it was funny. All senior year, I was just grinding. I was like, bro, I got to learn Samoan. And I finally get my mission call. I'm going to go to Samoa and like serve my people, you know. That's what my mind was at the whole time. And then I got called to Fiji. And I was like, what? But then I learned Fijian, and then I worked on my Samoan a lot since I got home from mission, speak a lot better, and then I'm learning Tongan right now.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's a whole paradigm shift for me. It's a whole like I don't know. My whole life's kind of turned upside down from being like called plastic all the time to okay, now that you finally speak a little bit of the language, like you're good enough for us now. I don't know. It's kind of a weird place to be in now, considering how I grew up and how my life wasn't really involved in the Polynesian community at all with my family. Like I was barely at events maybe once a month, but the rest of it I was in Tremont, you know, my mom on the farms. Like I wasn't exposed to it to a huge capacity.
But after your mission, like I assume that, you know, it's been a completely different though, or serving, because I remember you told me like if you're Fijian and then you learn Samoan, but now you're working on your Tongan right now, like and I feel like, bro, just that fruit of understanding I resonate with my people, like that is like taking you to learn multiple languages, especially the ones in the Pacific Island, bro. Like those are all positive fruits that are gonna show impact for the nonprofit. You know what I mean? Like to be able to communicate and communication is like huge. Like that's how you're supposed to operate in the world nowadays. Like if you can't talk to them, like you can't talk to them. So I think it makes a big difference, like in terms of people trusting you and wanting you to be a part of what they're doing. Because, dude, it takes a long time to learn languages. It's hard. It's like it's a grind. But no, it's been a huge difference. It's made a huge difference for me. But yeah, I'm grateful. Like all the people that gave me a shot. Like my friends have been super good to me about like teaching me the language, and I feel like it's easier for me to understand. Yeah. Like my dad too, growing up, a lot of things I didn't understand about what he did and why he said things, but it all makes sense when you finally start to understand the way they speak and their culture better. I like that. I like that a lot. Bro, I'm excited for you, bro. I'm excited for what's to come for August, guys. You had the date set already for the... Yeah, August 15th and 16th. I need to put it out on social media better. I made the videos and stuff, but I need to put it out. But yeah, we'll also blast it out for you, bro, as well, so it'll be good. Dude, I appreciate that. I think that'll be super cool. Yeah. If you guys listening, guys, turn up August 15th and 16th, Friday, 15th, Saturday. 16th, guys. Turn up for the Peekaboo tournament. See who's the winner. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be competitive. If we have a ton of poly teams, bro, it's going to go crazy. So I'm excited. I think it'll be good at community event and just like a blast for families to come out, participate, and fun. That's super cool. We're excited. Moving on to our next question, bro. You know, through the podcast, we like to focus on a lot of self-reflection. Yeah. One of our newer questions we want to ask is like, we talk a lot about happiness and joy. What brings you the most joy, even if it doesn't align with others' expectations? That's a great question. What brings me the most joy, even though it may not align with other people's expectations? That's a good question. Honestly, I think the answer is pretty simple for me. Even though I've obviously had my ups and downs,
with like my testimony and stuff and making mistakes. I think the gospel, Jesus Christ, like keeps me rooted in who I am and like my goals. I don't know. I think for me, as I think about Projects Possible and who I need to be as a leader, as well as who I need to be as like a boss or just a friend to the people that are working with me in Gleam, is like he's the perfect role model. You know, he's like the greatest leader, but he's also the greatest follower. I feel like it brings me joy, not just because I feel like I have a community at church and I feel the peace and the joy of living the gospel, but also that, I don't know, like everything that you need to learn about business, communication, all those kind of skills, dude, it's in the Bible, it's in the Book of Mormon. So I feel like that's my direct connection to heaven. It's like, I don't know, I heard this on a podcast a while back. Have you ever heard of Casey Baugh?
Casey Baugh. Sounds from, I think so.
He sold it. Anyway, he like managed at Vivint for forever, and then he exited, and then he does like all sorts of, what's it called? Like big acquisition. Like he's like a private equity company kind of thing. But for him, he was interviewing Corbin Church, and they're talking about it. But they said they almost feel more spirituality doing business than they do at church. And at first, dude, I was kind of cut. I was kind of like, what the heck? But I think I've realized just the time you spend with people in meetings and collaborating and working together, dude, you're just like shoulder to shoulder with your brothers and sisters, like working hard, working to something that's bigger than yourself. And I think that's how I've felt a lot of joy.
I like that.
As of lately with like Projects Possible. That's how I've been able to feel a lot of joy, because I'm like working with my best friends, you know, on something bigger than ourselves. And
you're all like on the same goal. Like you guys are all working towards together to a single point. And you guys, there's no blind, like your blinders are on, like you guys are blocking out whatever distractions you have in mind. Yeah. And you guys just don't want to rest until you guys hit that goal. I like that a lot. I think having those type of people, like, I guess following up on that, like, how hard do you think it is to find a good team like that?
I think it's hard.
You know what I mean? Especially like in this, especially when you're trying to start out something so great, and also whatever it is, like if you're starting off your own business, or you know you're trying to find a group of friends to hang out with, or whatever it may be, to find people that are true to or authentic to reach you guys' goals. Yeah, that's always tough, you know. Because if one's not aligned, bro, like you already know, right? No, definitely. I think you just kind of gotta get burned at some point. Like you gotta feel the impact of like, oh, I didn't hire the right person, or I messed this up specifically. I don't know, that's happened so far with window washing. Yeah. But honestly, it's probably my fault. And I think I don't think it was as much my friend's fault. I think it was just me not being as organized and as prepared as I should have been. But it's just part of the growing pains in terms of owning a business, especially when we're young. Like, exactly. I'm only 24, so it's like, obviously I'm not going to know everything perfectly. And especially when you buy a business, like, you don't know the pricing perfectly. Like, I think for me, I should have probably taken more time to understand the market, but I didn't. I just was like, I'm just going to go into this. I'm going to go all in. And I feel like that's why I probably had so many stumbles at the beginning. But I don't know. I feel like you kind of see how your friends treat you in relationships, like your friendships. And then I feel like if they treat you well and they're consistent, it usually translates over. Sometimes it doesn't, but I don't know. I feel like I just observe people. I like keep things in tabs in my mind, and like, were they reliable in this situation when I really needed them? Did they show up? Did they communicate well? All those kind of things. But obviously we're not all perfect. And I think that's like a huge part of it. It's just being super compassionate. And I think for myself too, like admitting my fault. Because I think like obviously people watching this, they're going to hear a lot of like the things that we're doing, but it's just not perfect. Exactly. It's not even close to perfect, but we're trying. Yeah. And I think that's like the big part of it, is just understanding you're not going to be great at it. Like you're going to make a lot of mistakes. There's a lot of people are going to doubt you, but it's just part of the process. And accepting that, I feel like as I've accepted it, I don't take things as personally anymore, you know? But I don't know, that's kind of like those are my thoughts on like having a good team and just like dealing with the hardship of your team maybe falling through or doing well. Well, because like it just vibes with like when you talked about being more spiritual, or like being more, especially in business, right? You want to make sure that everyone's in line, everyone's working together. But if someone messes up, then we all mess up. Like we all take accountability for that. And I think part of, like when you said observing what they do, how they work, what are their ethics, like how well do they perform under pressure, those type of things. I think it comes down to, and like you said, and like what you said before, like it's sometimes probably my fault. I should have done this more. I should have done this more. Some of us don't even recognize, and that's something that we're trying to work on, is how can we have more honesty with ourselves, having integrity for ourselves.
Yeah.
I think those are the two things that build authenticity within groups and within people, within communities the most, is integrity and accountability. I think those things go hand in hand, where if we have those things on a team, bro, there's like, I don't think a team would fail if they have those things. Cause you really, like, you don't have to worry about someone being late, or someone coming on time, or someone doing their quality of work, or someone, understanding the process, for certain things, because, you've already set that culture. You've already exemplified that with whoever you are. But those are some things that stood out to me when you're talking about being more authentic, but also building those type of, like, finding those type of people that you want to reach a certain goal with.
Yeah. I'm curious for you too, like, especially with your podcast, and like you said your family owns a business in New Zealand. Like, how's it been for you of like finding good people but also not holding grudges? Because I saw your thing with Lemma just saying like, oh yeah, like these people left me on red, or they didn't hit me back. You know what I mean? I feel like you had enough momentum for them to like give you a shot. Like, how's that been for you with the ups and downs of being able to like not hold grudges, especially when it's like other Polynesian people that you're reaching out to?
No, exactly. I think there comes a time where and it goes back to what you just said, like recognizing my effort and like, have I done what I needed to do? Because honestly, looking back, I felt like I did, but at the same time, I can either let it get to me, or can I try to just learn from it and grow.
Yeah. Or
not thinking about it. Because bro, the worst I can do is just freaking sit on it and just why this, you know what I mean? At the same time, like, yeah, maybe they could have, or maybe they should have, but at the same time, well, they'll meet me later on, and then maybe it'll be at that certain time where I'm supposed to meet them, or maybe there comes to a point where like, oh, we actually should have, or in my mind, I always think about, especially when things that go my way, I'm always one to be like, that saying that, there's a lot of, there's actors, and they're talking about podcasts, they're on a podcast, and they're talking about, but like, I kind of take it to my mind, I'm like, this too shall pass. And it's been a popular saying, like, in a couple podcasts, but in my mind, I'm over here thinking like, yeah, but it's gonna go away, like, and then I'm just gonna move on to the next thing, because the more times that I can focus on energy that's reciprocated towards me, I feel like that's gonna give me my most authentic growth and my most authentic energy towards where I want to be, if that makes sense. Yeah, no, I like that. I think it's hard, because it's like some things, and this happened to me, and I obviously won't say anyone's names, but it happened where I reached out to someone, and I was like, hey, I want your help, and it didn't work out, and then now we're working together. But I was like super resentful at first. I was like, come on, dog. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, their connections could have helped me out a lot at the time, and like the point I was at, but maybe I did need to. Yeah. Maybe I just didn't need to hit. I needed to hit rock bottom. Like, maybe I did need to understand how that felt to a deeper sense, and like, not necessarily betrayal, but feeling like let down by people. But I like what you said. Like, it's like in the scriptures, and it came to pass. Yeah. Like, this too shall pass. Like, it's just, what's the next chapter of your life? What's going to come next? But I like that, because like living in the past or reflecting too much on that, and I don't know. I've like, this last year was hard for me, low key. Like, not even low key, it was a really hard year for me. Just in like my personal life and also in the business aspect, there's a lot of lows. You know what I mean? And I think people can have their opinions on you and whatnot, but dude, I think it's kind of interesting. Like, and I don't want to go too far of a side tangent. Yeah. But
if like we really believe in forgiveness and overcoming and like changing your life, we gotta feel that same energy towards everybody and every situation. Like, I think that's where like, okay, if I'm gonna hold grudges against these people, but people hold grudges against me, it's like, how am I any better than them?
Exactly.
So I gotta kind of look at myself in the mirror and be like, oh, if I'm being like resentful towards this person, it's probably like I need to fix what I'm doing, and then I feel like these things will work themselves out. But I just gotta be who I am. I gotta be authentic, have integrity, all that kind of stuff, and it'll always work out.
It's such a hard thing to do, though, if you think about it. Like, it's so hard, bro. Like, to the end, like, especially when you're trying to do something good or something you believe in, or you're just asking, and you're just not even asking people to move mountains. You're just literally like, asking for something positive that maybe it'll go their way, and it doesn't go your way, and you're like, oh,
yeah,
this guy.
Yeah, I think it's like you start to dial down your vision, you'll see who will fit and who will not fit. But then honestly, like, there's some people I think I've reached out in the past, and I'm like, oh, I really, really want this person's help. But as I looked back, I was like, do I really want to be like this person? Even though they may have like a lot of, I guess, motion or whatever it may be, it's like, don't be upset about like being let down by people you don't want to be
100%.
Like, if I don't want to be like them, like, why am I so upset, or why would I take their advice? Like, other people's opinions on me won't pay my bills. Like,
No,
they're
100%.
not gonna, you know what I mean? Like, that's not what's gonna help me succeed. Like, these people's negativity is not what's gonna help me push forward. They're not gonna give me the connections. They're not gonna set up meetings for me. They're not gonna pay my car payment or my, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
All those things. So I don't know. I feel like sometimes like it's important we take things very seriously, but we don't take it too seriously to a point where it eats us up and distracts us from what our purpose is.
I think on top of that, like what you just said, I honestly think it's like the process of sifting through the wheat. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's something that I always think about, especially in today's world, is like, even though we're based in a society where opportunities can be created in an instant, how well are we at waiting things out and going through the process, right? Like, everything has a way in a process. All of us have been molded because of society to have instant gratification, whereas like we have to sit out and sift this out and like, do I really want this part of my goal? Am I going to reach it with this person if I reach out to this person, or is there someone else that's out there that I can get, if not the same or a better result? And I think it's up to us whether to identify those things and take time to self-reflect and be like, okay, like, where is it going to go? Where is this going?
Yeah. And sometimes we're not ready too.
Exactly.
Like, sometimes we think we're ready to, like, maybe for you in your situation, you're like, I feel like I'm ready to interview this guy. But it's maybe like, dang, maybe I didn't have enough good, like, you know what I mean? Maybe I wasn't ready for that opportunity. And I think sometimes, same goes for me.
Yeah.
Like, something didn't work out and I'm like trying to take it all personal, but I'm like, was I really in a place where I could actually clean that building? Like, did I actually have the crew and like the means to do that? It's like, I don't know. I feel like God will not send us anything we can't overcome. But at the same time, like, if we can't handle something in the first place, we're probably not going to receive the opportunity.
Yeah.
It's like the person that puts in the work, the preparation, those are usually the ones. I mean, I don't even know like the principle or the name for it, but so much just like karma. Like, the universe there's always a payout for the input, the hard work, the stress you go through, like all those things, they eventually pay off. It's just sometimes not in like your timing. Yeah.
Your investment of your energy will come out later on. I like that.
Yeah.
Super cool. Bro, vibing right now, bro. I like it.
We're on a roll.
We're on a roll, bro. Moving on to our next question, brother. Where is it? Right here. How do you think we can be more authentically ourselves in these times that we live in?
Authentically yourselves. Dude, I think for me, like, because you sent me this question, I was thinking about it. I was thinking authentic for me is just like living in accordance to who I say I am and doing what I say I will do. Like, I think that's like, for me, it's like, if I can trust you, if you're someone that will put the time in for me. Because honestly, like, I think a lot of us are extremely transactional.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think even for you, man, like your podcast, like I think from looking at it from someone of my perspective, or maybe from the outside, it's like, why are you interviewing someone with such little like engagement on social media?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like, if these interviews are gonna help your page, and if we have something good going on, because you saw the value in it,
Yeah.
but it's like you're authentic to yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if someone has way more or way less. As long as the value's there, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that was huge on your part. I was like, yeah, like Brandon's a good guy. Like he understands how it feels to be in my spot. Cause cause even when you put out there, like what you said with the lemma and UTP, I was like, dude, this is exactly how I felt. But it's cool to finally get the momentum and people to trust in you. But
Yeah.
I think just like, if you have a vision and someone fits the vision, no matter if they have a bunch of experience or not a lot of experience, like, I don't know, being authentic, I feel like is, like trying to see people through God's eyes,
Yeah.
seeing them for their like divine potential and like how much they can offer, not just for, like your personal benefit, but just to the world.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, as I've been thinking about like Gleam as well as Projects Possible, I'm like, some of these guys, if you look at it from an outward perspective, people may not be like they are the most qualified. However, they're my friends,
Yeah.
but not just like good friends to me, but they're consistent. They've always been there. They show up. Like they go the extra mile for us when we're down or we're having a hard time. Like they're the ones that if your tire pops and you have no one else to call, like these are the people that I'd call at midnight or 2 a.m. to come help me. So I think like that's where I have to be authentic, you know?
100%.
I got to see like, okay, maybe I can go get this person that has all this experience, but if this person has way more passion and heart and does have a little bit less experience, I'd rather have them than the person that's like perfectly qualified, but isn't willing to answer the phone at midnight for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. It reminds me of you ever watch Jobs?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a time where like he was telling him like Steve Jobs was saying, I want to change the fonts. I want to change the fonts. He's like, no one's gonna care if you change the fonts. No one's gonna but a lot of fonts don't care.
Yeah.
And he like fired him on an instant. It's like, get out of here. And then his buddy said, you just fired the best software engineer in the company. He's like, I fired the best one who didn't care about our vision. And I think that's important. Is like, no matter your skill set or what you have, like it can be better than a lot of people, but if you have heart, passion, and a work ethic, I think that outweighs everything else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, like, even in these meetings the last few weeks, they're like, who is this kid trying to do these things in the islands? You know what I mean? But I think they just saw, like, the amount of time and energy I put into it. Like, I mean, we talked about it a little bit, but, like, the time difference
100%.
in the islands is like, bro, unless I'm calling them at midnight, I'm not going to talk to them. So it's like, and I don't say that for any kind of recognition. I don't care. People can know or not know, but it's like, are you willing to stay up till 2 a.m. every day and talk to these people?
Exactly.
Like, because you're like, people have to work. These are people that work from early morning to the evening, but on their side too, they're giving me time from their evening when they usually spend with their families, but it's for something way bigger. You know what I'm saying? But I think like, just from the, like, just having the passion and the energy, but also like being very strategic. Like, I don't want people to think that I'm just like just guessing. It's like there's a lot of thinking and strategy behind everything that we're doing to make this really functional. But like the passion is what allows me to do it and keep going even when I'm tired. Be like, yeah, this is more than just me.
I like that, bro. Just to finish off on our last question, brother. What we talked a little bit about what authentic means, and bro, this whole podcast has been super, super sick. I'm over here like, dang, this guy's got all the gems in the world to share with you know. But the last question I wanted to speak about, and something that I've realized while talking to you and, you know, being since being around you, is like your growth mindset, like, and that's something that I kind of want to implement in Authentic Podcast, is having a growth mindset. What does growth mindset mean to you, and what does it mean to you, and how can we as a Polynesian culture or Polynesian society like add that to our just to our everyday living or our goals and our dreams?
It's a really good question. Growth mindset, what is it and how do we implement it in our communities? Yeah, I think for me, like, as I think about all this stuff is like, if I'm in a place where I can give someone an opportunity, like, why not? Like, I don't really see the point of me trying to gatekeep or hold people back from their own potential. Like, I've been telling my friends this too, because a lot of my friends work with me, but I just tell them, like, you don't work for me, you work with me. And like, we're exactly together this whole time. Like, even as I look back on my mission and my companions and the people that I trained, I know it's not this deep, probably not this deep, but when like everyone called them like their dad or whatever, like they're my dad on my mission, they call him like son or whatever. Yeah. I said, I'm never going to call you that because we're just equals. Like, even though I'm training you, it's like you're just as much a missionary as I am a missionary. And there's no reason for me to like treat you any different. So if there's something that I say like, and it's wrong, tell me.
Exactly.
Like we're not going to be able to be the best we can unless we're like very honest with each other. But I think the growth mindset, dude, like, I don't know. I think at the end of the day, investing in people is the most important thing that you can do. Investing time, investing trust, and people are going to break your trust like one way or another. Like, either way, you're going to be let down eventually. But I think for me, it's like, it's thinking with an abundance mindset.
I like that.
Is a huge thing for me, because it's like, what if they come sell a couple jobs and they quit? It's like, okay, like I gave them an opportunity, but what if they come and they sell a bunch of jobs and they, you know, they help out their financial situation. Even if it's a short term, it's like, whatever I can do for my friends. And I understand, like, I obviously don't want to be taken advantage of. Yeah. But like, I tell my friends all the time, I'm like, be a part of this, be patient with me, but realize, like, as I continue to grow my network and meet with all these big people, these names that will help me for the rest of my life, whether I'm sticking with this or something else, like, these are the people I want you to meet. Come with me to these meetings, introduce yourself to these people, get to know them. Because, like, whether you're a software engineer or if you're cleaning windows, or if you're selling windows, or if you're doing something else, these relationships, if taken care of correctly, will bless you for the rest of your life. And that's why I want all my friends to come. Is like, I understand it, but I just make clear expectations. Like that. I don't want you to mess this up. And I'm kind of helping you out in a way, but like, what if this helps you? Like, what if you provided a lot of value to them too? So, I don't know, I've just been thinking about like that. I think in our community, I don't know, dude. I think it's kind of funny because I usually only date like Palangi girls. But no, I was like, as I've been dating like only Palangi girls, like, and don't hate me on that. I know some people in the comments will be like, this guy. But no, like sometimes they go to events and they feel really, really welcome. And then other times they feel really, really left out. Like it's very cliquey. But I think like, dude, people love the Polynesian culture. They love the Pacific Islands. And there's only like, honestly, we can do so much good. Exactly. And I think like that's what the way I think about it is like, we just have an opportunity to do so much good, and being kind and doing good is free. And I just think like, I don't know. I think obviously I've experienced the hardships of like being called plastic or whatever and going through that. But, dude, like I just said, kindness is free. Our community has we have so many incredible talents, like musically. We're natural gatherers, and I think that's where we have such an opportunity to do good here in Utah, all over the world. But if there's any message I'd say, I think just remembering like our divine potential, especially as a people that people love and are attracted to and they want to be around, like we can do so much good, and I just want to keep that at the forefront of my mind always.
Yeah, I like that, bro. I really love how you talked about how kindness is free. And I think as a Polynesian culture, like, or community in general, sometimes, I don't know, sometimes we want to give kindness for free, but then we kind of want something in return. And maybe I'm just saying it, I don't know, maybe from just past experiences, but I think just going off that point, a lot of us need to focus more on being, like, what's coming to my mind is the crab theory. You ever heard about that? Crab mentality?
Go ahead and explain it to me.
It's like, so, because like I said, I believe our Polynesian, so I believe and 100% believe our community is one of the most talented people. We have the most talented people. We have the most passionate, most loving, most faithful, but we also have the most opposite as well at times. You know what I mean?
No, agreed.
We can be 100% prideful. We can drag each other down. And the crab mentality, or the crab theory is, if you put a bucket of crabs if you put crabs in a bucket all the way to the top, right? You'll notice that the crab, once it sees someone climb on top, it drags them down. So everyone's trying to escape the bucket, but everyone doesn't want them to escape, so they drag them down as well.
Yeah.
They want to keep everyone on the same level.
Interesting.
And that's a theory that, I don't know, I've kind of seen in some communities here and there, and especially in our Pacific Islander community, sometimes we don't want to see our brethren or someone in our community do better than us.
Yeah.
And it kind of can hurt our pride or our ego.
Yeah.
In a way. And I just want to tell them, like, bro, like, if they do good, then we do good. Like, pushing out positivity, pushing out those type of energy, those are huge aspects for us to be like, for our people to evolve and get to a place where we want to be. You know what I mean?
I like that a lot.
That's something that I really stick to, is like, I do not like when we choose to do that, because how does that reflect on us? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how would we feel like if someone was tearing us down, at the same time? So
yeah, dude, like, just kind of finishing off, you remind me of like a big part of my life. When I was in high school, I was in ninth grade, my parents got divorced, and that was like really, really hard times. And then I was wanting to play basketball, and all these things were happening, and I don't know, like, I guess there was this one conversation with the coach that my friends told me, because I quit football. Yeah. And the thing is, like, I don't know, my parents got divorced, and we couldn't really afford for me to play both sports. I don't know, like, it's just a lot of money, you know what I mean? But I decided, I was like, okay, I'll just play basketball. And then my friends told me, oh, you stopped going to lifting class. Guess what the coach said about you? And I was like, he just said, that's funny that Blake quit football because he's never going to make it in basketball, And that was something that I thought about, like, dang, dude, I'm only in ninth grade. But that stuck with me all of high school. And I just had that in the back of my mind when I was lifting and training. But I was just like, I'm going to prove this guy wrong. And I just kept thinking about that over and over in my mind. And I finally I got small offers. They were nothing crazy, but I felt good about it. I was like, I finally got offers. But all throughout high school, it was like my sophomore and going into junior year, I went and trained at a place called Tip Top Athlete. And one of the guys that own it are Polynesians. So one's Nate Tuatongaloa, and the other one's Ben Moa. I don't know if you've seen the fighter. He played in the NFL and stuff. But those guys, dude, it was expensive. It was like, I think it was like $300 a month to go train there. Wow. It was worth it though, 100% worth it. But when I went there, my mom was like, dude, this is like expensive. So I was like, I guess I'm going to figure out. My dad helped me out for a little bit, and then it got to a point where I just was paying for it myself, $300 a month. And I was like, high school, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot, bro.
You know what I mean? But I went there and I just worked my butt off, bro. I just, like, every single day, I was like, I just tried to elevate the people around me. I'm like, hey, did you do all your reps? If you didn't do all your reps, they go back and finish it. Yeah. Like, we got to keep each other accountable, because if we all want to make it, if we want to go to play college and accomplish our dreams, like, we got to keep each other accountable. But after a while of just, like, me working hard and then talking to Nate, I was like, hey, like, is there anything I could do? He allowed me to, like, start cleaning the gym and mowing the lawn every week at his place. But the thing is, like, there weren't that many kids going, and he had a whole family and, like, supporting a lot of people. But it got to a point where he allowed me to just keep coming, but all I had to do was mow the lawn, like, every 2 weeks instead of paying $300, which was a huge burden off my back, because I'm like, dude, that's nice. That's huge. But then it got to a point where, I'm able to go there and train stuff like that with them. But I don't know, like, people like Nate and Ben, like, those are people that they take the bucket out. They're the ones that have changed the game for me, because I I didn't realize it until now, but I like how gracious and compassionate and like, man, like all my mission too. I thought about it every time I was tired. I was like, dude, but like when I went to that place, when I went to Tip Top, I worked hard every single day. I never ever left with being like, I didn't give my all, or I didn't finish the sets or whatever it may be. But I think those guys are a huge inspiration to me, of people that Polynesian business owners that have shown me like it's more than just about the money. It's about making an impact, changing lives. And you can even see it now, like the way he coaches at Fremont, but just their team is doing so good.
Yeah.
And the kids love him, bro. He's like, everyone that goes there has something nice to say about those guys just because they're so solid. So I don't know, I've just seen like their example is what I was reminded of in terms of like people that are the opposite of the crabs in the bucket. But it's just cool to see, like, and I didn't really think about it now, but just how big of an impact one person like that showing kindness can make on someone's life.
Bro, I honestly think, and those are the people in the community, and it could be anybody, but specifically in our community, those are the ones who become successful.
Yeah.
Are the ones who like are not worrying about the bucket mentality.
Yeah.
But they just worry about, how can I give more? How can I, okay, like, I know this guy works hard. I know he wants this as bad. What else can I do to help him still, earn that right to come every month and still be okay and lift the burden off? Like, dude, like, there's a lot of coaches who wouldn't even care, like, who'd be like, oh, that's tough luck. Bro. Tough luck. You know what I mean? Yeah. But at the same time, like, you think about those people, and I really do believe that people who hold relationships to a higher standard than money, I believe that those are the ones who become most successful.
No, I totally agree. And it's so cool to see him too, because it was just like this warehouse. It's probably, honestly, the size of this house, but it was just like, it was probably like 50, maybe 40, 50 yards long, and then maybe like 50 feet wide. But it was like the whole gym, it was the whole turf and everything like that. And now he's in this really big facility. It's like way bigger.
Dude, that's sick, bro.
I don't know, he has all the equipment, but it's just cool to see like someone who's ethical, works hard and treats people right. Like
100%.
You're going to be successful at one point in time. And like, it's funny getting home from my mission, going to the new place. I was like, holy crap. Like, I just remember being in that small gym and then moving around to bigger gyms. Like, it honestly, like, it pays off. Like, the good karma, bro, it always comes back.
Bro, always. 100%. But, bro, Blake, thanks for coming on this episode for the podcast, bro.
Yeah, my love, bro.
We're grateful for you, bro. We're grateful for everything that you stand for. We're grateful for your vision, for your dreams and where you're heading. We're grateful for you in the community, and we can't wait to see more things come. And hopefully we'll get another podcast episode later on this year, bro. It'll be really good.
Yeah, appreciate you, Brandon. Appreciate your time, and like, just hearing me out, giving me a shot, and seeing the vision and like the passion behind this has been super. It's good to feel the support from someone.
No, 100%, bro. We support you. Our listeners support you as well, bro. So, guys, we'll make sure we'll put Blake's socials and stuff and everything to do with the organization at the bottom below. We'll also put down whenever we get the information for the event in August. We'll put that on as well. So so if you're there for that, please go through. On top of that as well, we'll also announce the next couple of videos this month. We'll announce that event as well during our episode, so we can remind people as well. Socials, guys, we're on all social media platforms. We're on Instagram, Facebook. We are on YouTube. So please, if you haven't already, follow, subscribe, so that we can get you guys listening actively more weekly. And on top of that, wherever you guys listen to your podcasts, whether it be Amazon Music, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever it is, no excuse to not listen to our podcast, guys. Come on down, listen to these gems. We get great people that have, great words of wisdom, great gems, and just great people in general, guys. We want you guys to listen to these people, because what we share really can help, and hopefully we can add value to your guys' life. But other from that, guys, until next time, we'll see you then. Shoots.